The 60 Minutes Washington Post investigation of the opioid epidemic exposed the role played by former drug regulators who went to work for the drug industry. We asked Juliana Goldman to take us through the revolving door.
During the Obama administration, some drug enforcement officials began running into roadblocks in their efforts to combat the opioid epidemic. Why?
Some of the best and brightest former DEA attorneys are now on the other side and know all of the weak points.
Former DEA attorney Jonathan Novak told 60 Minutes and the Washington Post that former agency lawyers now working for industry were pressuring their old colleagues. As a result, DEA enforcement action slowed. Among other things, 60 Minutes found 46 people who went from the DEA into drug industry roles, including lobbying.
It is indeed time to drain the swamp in Washington, D.C.
Special interests are part of the fabric of Washington, and despite Donald Trump's campaign promise, the revolving door between government and industry keeps on spinning. His frontrunner to be Health and Human Services Secretary, Alex Azar, is a former pharmaceutical executive. Mr. Trump's nominee to serve as a top bank regulator, Joseph Otting, used to be a bank CEO. And while Otting awaits confirmation, Keith Noreika, who represented banks at his former law firm, is filling in. But he's designated a special government employee, exempting him from President Trump's executive order restricting lobbyists who join the administration from working on anything they lobbied for 2 years. But that rule hasn't stopped the president from nominating a coal lobbyist as second in command at the Environmental Protection Agency, where the agency's administrator, Scott Pruitt, has already begun rolling back Obama-era coal regulations. When he was Oklahoma's Attorney General, Pruitt joined industry groups to sue the EPA more than a dozen times.
We're seeing the total corporate takeover of the U.S. government on a scale that we have never seen in American history.
Robert Weissman is the president of the watchdog group Public Citizen, which has found that nearly 70% of Mr. Trump's picks for top administration jobs have corporate ties.
You could say that the corporate foxes have knocked down the hen house and are gobbling up the chickens.
The EPA, President Trump has also nominated a former consultant for chemical companies to lead an office that reviews chemicals, and an energy industry attorney to lead the Office of Air and Radiation. A Senate committee is scheduled to meet on those nominations next week. Anthony?
The revolving door is still going round and round. Juliana Goldman, thanks.